As you may know, last month was America's Black History Month, a month dedicated to honoring and celebrating the achievements of African Americans throughout American history. Black History Month all began in 1915 when Carter G. Woodson, historian, journalist, and author, created the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. As this group grew to become more and more popular over the years, they were able to create a National Negro Week during the month of February in 1926. With this National Negro Week in place, communities nationwide would celebrate and create clubs for this occasion. As the week continued to gain popularity, during the Civil Rights Movement in the 60s, Negro History Week was transformed into Black History Month, and its legacy has lived on since, with each president making it a point to continue the celebration of this month. February was chosen as the month to celebrate Black history because both Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln were born in this month. Frederick Douglass was an abolitionist fighting for his rights, while Abraham Lincoln was anti-slavery, both strong historical figures used for inspiration. When Woodson created this week, he made it in hopes that there wouldn't be a need for Negro History Week in the future, that this curriculum would be taught all year. What thoughts come to your mind when you think of Black History Month?
Because I'm an educator and I taught in the Buffalo Public Schools for 30 years. And this coming June, it will be 18 years that I have been retired.
Really?
So teaching, sharing, writing Black history is my life's work.
Mm-hmm.
So when people talk about Black history, Black History Month, I think about there's still a lot of work to do. Even though I've been doing this for, my newspaper column is 44 years old this month.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing it for so long, there's still a lot of work.
Yeah. How do you feel about the theme of Black History Month being Black Health and Wellness this year? Because when I first heard the theme, I initially thought that the month was focusing on the health of African Americans, not the African Americans in the medical field.
I'm glad you said that. Besides writing for the Criterion, which my newspaper column has been long running, the Buffalo News, and I really thank the editors, they have published my column, Eye on History, every Sunday during February for the last 12 years. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I did this year, leading to answering your question, I focused on each Sunday an African American woman.
One of the articles that came out a few weekends ago was on Mary Elizabeth Carnegie, a legendary African American nurse of the 20th century. By writing these articles, Mrs. Doyle wanted to highlight the Black women in the medical field to truly give them all the credit that they deserved but didn't receive. And with this, she is hoping to inspire the young Black people of our community to become doctors and nurses.
We have many problems in the African American community when it comes to health. Mm-hmm. We have you name the disease, you name the problem. We have the highest rates of all of those, and you know it.
So I was just wondering what you think about how Black history is being taught in schools, which you covered a little bit before.
I see people celebrating Black History Month in February, and then after February, they sort of die down a little bit. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't. And when I was teaching in the schools, it was from September to June, across the curriculum, never in isolation. Mm-hmm. I don't care what subject I was teaching, science, math, social studies, you name it, I was integrating. I still think we had to try to make sure that our younger teachers especially are getting this information. I have done some instruction I did some courses at the University of Buffalo many years ago, and also at Buffalo State College. trying to explain or give teachers some examples of how they can integrate this into the curriculum.
Yeah.
And we need to have more of that going on in the schools.
Do you think that singling out Black History Month strays away from the inclusion of African Americans that we're looking for, or do you think it is good to have a month where we can just celebrate everything?
I think it's good. I'm glad we have Black History Month because it gives us an opportunity to really celebrate,
Yeah.
to highlight those very good things about the history of African American. It's not all good now. There's some,
Yeah.
especially when you go to the civil rights movement and the Jim Crow eras and all that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
we do have some good things that we can celebrate. Time I dress, I wear something related to African American history. My earrings,
Yeah.
my outfit,
Yeah.
this necklace. These are cowrie shells.
Mhm.
These cowrie shells remind me of the fact in New York City there's an African burial ground. Hundreds of slaves are buried right around, not too far from Wall Street. And when they went into those graves, they found cowrie shells. And if you study the history of the pyramids, the archaeologists, when they went into the pyramids, they found thousands and thousands of these cowrie shells. So I see young people wearing them in the hair and the jewelry and whatever. They don't know how important historically these are to African Americans.
Mhm.
So I never forget to wear something that's reflective of my history because that's so important to me. I am hopeful and I feel much better now because this month I have seen more programs celebrating the contributions of African Americans that I have seen in a long, long time.